Have you ever wondered, am I good enough to play at the collegiate level? Well, I've got news for you. If you are able to play football and you have a desire to play, there is a place for you. My next guest, Senorus Gray, can tell you about that. He didn't get a starting opportunity until his senior year, and Arizona Christian University came looking for him, and he signed with them, and he is as happy as he can be, because all he wants to do is just play football, and that's exactly what he's going to get to do when he's there. So let's go ahead and get into our talk, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, before we get started, man, I want to tell you congratulations on that signing, because I know you were just beyond happy after you did that. I know you were kind of thinking about it and probably was a little stress on you. So congratulations on that. I know you're going to do well out there. So, good luck and all that. When do you get going right after graduation, or when will you be on campus?
So, first off, thank you. I really appreciate it. I definitely was stressed out a little bit, but God took that away from me. I'm planning on going in next school year, like next fall.
Okay.
After the summer, I think I have to report in around August. So
okay,
around that time.
All right. So kind of just tell everybody just how that went down as far as them recruiting you and you finding out about them and how that whole process went. So just kind of give us a rundown on that.
Okay. So, for me, in regards to my situation, it was a little difficult because, I didn't get much playing time until near the end of the season. The reason why I got in, it was around like sixth or seventh game, maybe sixth game. Shot got hurt. Mm-hmm. Jackson, he got hurt, and they needed a new tight end. So I was like, I'll play tight end. Or they called me down, called me tight end. I started working in some plays, and I think the first game I played at tight end was Marcus, and I did really well. Mm-hmm. And so they started to incorporate me at tight end and receiver. And so, that was like the first time I actually really got playing time. Okay. So that's where my film started. I definitely finally had some base to, build my foundation on, for my film. And I could actually have a little bit to use for recruiting. And I think maybe a couple games later, going into the playoffs, because I was posting my film on my Twitter, and then I do ATC. I don't have my shirt on, but I do ATC. That's basically I get to do like certain jobs, like firefighting. I get to do that training while I'm still in high school, because normally you have to pay for that during college. Right. So I was doing that, and Coach Heim, he texted me on my phone. And he was like, hey, man, what's your GPA? I told him it's like a 3.4. And so he was like, all right, how soon can you get back down to the field house? Because Arizona Christian wants to see you. And I was like, yeah, are you for real?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm about to hop on the bus. I'll be right there. So, it was kind of sudden. It was for me, it was out of nowhere. I don't know how it goes for other athletes, for like people like Shock, Kevin, some other people, maybe DJ. Mm-hmm. Shoot, even Corbin. Corbin's got a lot of views on him right now. I would say it's probably easier for them, maybe, because they got a lot of they probably communicate a lot with coaches. Mm-hmm. Recruiting is definitely a lot more prominent for them. But, for me, since I didn't get much film, it was a little more difficult. But, a lot of it was done through the coaches, and they definitely set me up. I give a lot of props to Coach Heim.
Yeah.
When I asked if he could help me with my recruiting and help me get some looks, if he could help share my film, he got onto it, like immediately. He called me to his office. He was like, hey, how do these schools sound? You know, because I was doing firefighting as well. He was like, some of these have firefighting programs. You know, do you want to go to a college close nearby? Do you want to go to one far away? You know, a lot of it was, you know, assisted by Coach Hine.
Yeah.
And I give him a lot of props for that. So, you know, they texted. I got there, finally got there to the field house. And they sat down and talked to me, Ethan, and Trey. Ethan Sample and Trey Flores. Mm-hmm. And they were talking to us. And they were basically saying, you know, we would love for you to come and play. So, you know, they basically sent us an application. And for me, I was already bought in, because I was like, this is like probably the only college that I'm ever going to get a look from. And it was, because I didn't get any looks since then. And I'm so blessed, because I honestly did not see me getting a look from any other college.
Oh, yeah.
Like, or any college period that season. But, you know, God made a way. He always does.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
You know, thankfully, it is a Christian school. So on top of that, it's a Christian school. So yeah, I definitely feel like God put that in my path for a reason. Yeah. And I'm very excited.
Well, that's cool.
For
that's
that,
cool.
You know, that's how recruiting looked for me.
Okay. Well, I know you're very heavily faith-based, and you know, like you said, God made a way, and while you're there, you know, he's going to make a different way. He's going to open up different doors for you as well. So, you know, just be on the lookout, do your best. I know you always do. I'm talking with Senorus Gray from Geyer High School. He's just signed with Arizona Christian University, and he's going to be going off in the fall to join the team. So we're talking just a little bit with, I'll let you guys know that I do know Senorus from way back. You know, when we were at Lake Dallas, you know, it's been at least sixth grade, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade that we were over there. When did you come to Lake Dallas, or were you there?
I came to Lake Dallas. Yeah, it was like 7th grade.
Okay.
So I mean, like, I just got out of 6th grade, because you know, it was like as soon as like my school year ended, we were looking on moving. Mm-hmm. And so I got there during the summer, actually. And, you know, I did the summer squad and stuff, did some of the summer workouts, and, you know, they wanted to put me a receiver. But I got there at like around 7th grade. Okay. It was fun, because when I met Corbin, me and him, we were best pals. And then when I saw he was going to Geyer, I was like, oh man, that is crazy. Yeah.
Well, that's cool. We're glad. Cool. We turned around, you know, I guess maybe that same year, the year after you showed up, we were like, hey, what's up, Senorus? You know, over here now. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I know, that's right? Cool. It's a big difference, isn't it, from the different schools? I mean, they're not far apart, but they're different classifications, but there's just, you know, a little bit of different atmosphere, different type of vibe, especially with, you know, athletics program and everything. So
for sure.
How do you compare the two? I know you only did middle school at Lake Dallas and everything, but how do you compare the two as far as, you know, the atmosphere and the congruity of the team?
To be honest, it's way different, because, you know, my brother, Nikki's way better than what I was as a receiver, or what I am as a receiver. He's still much better than me. He went to Lake Dallas, you know.
I don't remember.
You could go watch his film.
How old is he? How much older is he than you?
He just turned 20.
Okay.
So right now, you know, he's trying to get into a college too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if he can come to Arizona with me. But he played at Lake Dallas. He was a star, you know. His stats were great. You could go watch his film, but overall, I tell him now, I was like, Lake Dallas has nothing on Geyer, because to be honest, when I first came to Geyer, I had no idea how good they were. I really didn't. Oh, yeah. You know, my freshman year, I really wasn't even paying attention to football. You know, obviously I wanted to play football, but I had no idea what was happening. Then I learned, we went to state, but we lost. Unfortunately, we lost. But then sophomore year, I went on the JV team, and I had the privilege to be with the varsity team, you know, like help them out with scout and stuff and be there with the playoff games. That was like the most fun experience I've ever had. Yeah. But we were going against Southlake. We went up against DeSoto. And I had no idea that these were like the best teams, not only in the state, but like when you like look at teams like North Crowley, I think North Crowley's like ranked number 2 in the nation, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but they're definitely a ranked team. So I had no idea, you know, looking at Geyer, I had no idea how good we were. You know, I knew there was such a thing as 5A, 6A, but I didn't really pay attention as much. Mm-hmm. But then when I started to realize, I was like, wow, I'm playing at a really privileged school. You know, it only emphasizes how more blessed I was to like come to Texas and be able to play. But before I moved here, I was at Virginia, and then I went to Lake Dallas. Lake Dallas is 5A. But, you know, Lake Dallas, the competition at Lake Dallas, they're not, like, skill-wise, they're not, I want to say they're too far off from Geyer because there's still so much recruiting that goes through 5A. Right. Like, you know, with Alito, Liberty Christian, Lake Dallas, then Lake Dallas, Lovejoy. Lovejoy is a good team, too. Mm-hmm. You know, there's so much recruiting that goes through 5A. And to be honest, like, with Alito, when we played them this year, it was a close game. You know, Alito could, if they really wanted to, they could very well move up to 6A and compete a little bit. So it's not much different. Definitely, like there's definitely a skill gap, but overall in terms of skill, like sometimes even with individual players, there's not much of a difference. Yeah. Like it's almost interchangeable sometimes. Like if you would put a player from 6A on a 5A team, it probably wouldn't be much different. Same way if you put a star on a 5A team on a 6A team, wouldn't be much different. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, they're very close. I mean, you know, like you said, there is a division, but the talent level is still up there. You know, because there's just talent everywhere, especially in the Metroplex. You know, once you get out of the Metroplex, you get into the smaller cities. You know, the 2 and 3A schools. But when you get back into Houston and Austin, you know, you get to the larger schools and. You know, it's just dripping with talent no matter where you go in Texas. And I've heard a lot of recruiters say that as well, that and coaches, college coaches say that, you know, Texas is just a fertile ground for recruiting and there's just so much coming out. So tell us about your younger days. Let's kind of go back a little bit and talk about young Senorus and, you know, what you did. What all did you do in Virginia?
Well, Virginia was one of the places that I grew up in. Where I really spent my childhood at was Maryland. Oh, okay. So with that being said, I love the Ravens. Unfortunately, with how heartbreaking our seasons can be here recently. Yeah,
they're strong though. I mean, they're always up there. They're contenders for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but that makes it even more hurtful. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Well, you know what? Try being a Cowboys fan. It's been how long? 30-something years since we've done anything. And so, I'll take what the Ravens are doing right now and overall, you know.
Yeah. But, when I started loving football ever since my dad, you know, introduced it to me. I was like maybe 7 when he introduced it to me. And I loved it. You know, there are multiple pictures that my parents have of us in tiny little pads, us running around, hitting each other. Yeah. You know, it's funny because when I was little, I was actually a lot like bigger. Like I was more on the chunky side actually. So I actually played O-line. Like I actually played like tackle, guard. Then as I started to get older, I started to really like receiver more. Mm-hmm. I kind of like safety as well. When I was really, really little, like when I first wanted to start playing football, I was like, I loved linebacker. Oh yeah. You know, because I was a little bigger and I liked hitting people. So I actually played. You know, that kind of stuck with me just a little bit because I played linebacker at Lake Dallas, and then
I remember that.
I fell even more in love with receiver. But you know, as I started to get older, I realized, you know, like receiver is really what I want to do. So I started to drop weight. You know, I started to run track a little bit more. Mm-hmm. I ran track in 6th grade, 5th and 6th grade, I think. And then I ran track at Lake Dallas, and I ran track throughout Geyer, like throughout high school. Yeah. Except for this year. And I loved hurdles. so I always did hurdles.
Yeah.
But I was big. I was a little bigger. I used to play O-line, D-line. I used to play defensive end.
Yeah.
And then I started to get skinnier.
That seems because Caden was the same way. He played offensive line for a long time till he got to about 5th or 6th grade. I said, yeah. So he was,
Wow.
he was a little heavier too when he was younger, and then you just kind of grow up and slim down. So I guess that's a pretty common thing is when you're younger, they just kind of place you where you are depending on your size, not really on so much on skill. But yeah, you certainly flourished as a receiver. I just remember all the times hearing your dad yelling at you, not yelling at you, but yelling for you in the stands, like, come on, Senorus, let's go, Senorus.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
I mean, I feel like my dad, he always knew I had it in me, because like even when I was playing some of the bigger positions, I feel like he always wanted me to play, like a skill position, even if it wasn't receiver. He would really love for me to play defense. He always wanted me to either be a linebacker or a safety. Me personally, I was like, nah, Dad, I think I'm gonna stick to receiver. And he was like, that's totally fine. Like I played tight end a lot when I was little, and then I started to switch off to receiver. But as for like other positions, I feel like every single position, like when they first really got into football, they all wanted to be a skill position.
Yeah.
Some of the big guys. That's the dream position. Everybody here wants to be a running back, a quarterback, or a receiver or something.
Yeah. And, I coached Corbin throughout his Pee Wee League, and there was always at least one or two kids that, the bigger kids that wanted to, like you said, be in the skill positions. And I was like, I don't know if you can really do that, but we'll try it out, just kind of let them see. But, eventually, they get slotted into where they're supposed to be. Get into middle school, and the coaches start putting them where they're supposed to be. And, they know what they're doing when they get up.
Yep.
When the coaches get up there.
Yeah.
So what was your most enjoyable experience throughout all of playing football out of school and with your family and everything? What is your most enjoyable experience from a game?
From a game, like playing, or just overall the season?
Let's take it overall, just overall of a season or a time.
I would say, to be honest, I think I really, really started to understand how much I love football here recently, like throughout high school, because I'll be honest, like as I grew up, because I was so big, I was slow. I was pretty slow. And, I kind of like, being a receiver was my dream. It is my dream. It's still my dream, and like the fact that I'm finally getting an offer from a college to go play receiver just shows me that anything's possible, because I wasn't like huge, but I was big enough to play O-line. And so, I was like, over time, I kind of like, it feels like I almost forced myself to really want it. And it almost got to a point to where it was like an obsession. An obsession can be good, but not for me. I love God. And so where the obsession really started to grow in a negative way on me, even with something like football, and it's not even negative, like football is not even something wrong. Like it's a beautiful thing. It's a sport.
Right.
But anything, for me, anything that you put above God can turn wrong. And so like throughout high school, I always wanted to start, since it became an obsession, football, I started to make it too much of a priority. And I would get upset when things would not go my way. Not even necessarily with just, the position I was playing or the playing time that I was getting. It was more, why aren't we winning games? Oh, it's because I'm not starting, or it's because I'm not getting the playing time. And I would be pretty bitter with the coaches. I would be bitter with my team, and I'm normally a nice guy, but,
Yeah,
it does something to you whenever you put anything, in my opinion, when you put anything above God, it can turn really bitter. And so here recently, I think God taught me a lot of patience when it comes to that, because when I had football first, I was a lot more stressed out. I was a lot more worried about offers, playing time, what my coaches thought about me, what my teammates thought about me, and obviously every player has confidence in themselves. Every player thinks that they're better than their teammate. And so when you're constantly in that mindset of, oh, I should be starting, I should be getting playing time, you start to hate what you're doing when it's not going your way.
Yeah.
You start to really hate it. And I started to hate football because I wasn't getting what I was getting. And it would suck because I really I grew up loving football, but now I hate it, and it's like, why do I hate it? Why is this happening to me? And it feels like, people are taking away a privilege when they're not. It's me who's taking away that privilege from myself because I'm loving football more than I love God. And what God really taught me is if you put me first, you learn how to love things better, whether that's people, relationships, life, your own life sometimes. When you love God first, he teaches you how to love back, even with something good like football. And so when I started really focusing on God and saying, it's okay, if I don't get playing time, that's okay. Because to be honest, every year you get a sheet for your classes and you get to sign off on what you want to do. This year, right before the season or was about to start, I believe, or it was sometime before when the season started, when practice was getting along, I had signed off on playing football. I didn't want to play football because I knew I probably wasn't going to start, or I was just angry at the coaches and pretty bitter. And I was angry with myself a little bit that I wasn't getting playing time. I was blaming everyone, including myself. And I just hated football at that point. And then, I started lifting with the guys, and, it was something about being with all the freshmen and all the new guys, because our last year class, we had so many seniors. Yeah. And so the drop off was insane. But it was something about lifting with the freshmen and the new guys this year that really, really made me want to be a part of something bigger than me, something like a real team, and it made me want to sign. And I was like, okay, I want to play football this year because, I still have a chance. All along the time, I still got bitter. But even during the season, God started to teach me it's not about playing time. It's about your friends. It's about your team. It's about your coaches even. It's about the people you love. Because if you really love this sport, sometimes you got to be okay with serving a position even if it's not starting. Yeah. You got to be okay with being there for your teammates. If you really claim to love them, you'll be there for them even if you're not starting. And so I was like, I'm okay with it now. And just got to a point where I accepted it. And that was around game 4. Eventually, game 5 comes around. Shock, I think it was either game 5 or game 6. Shock got hurt. And I started practicing on the starting squad. And I was like, wow, I never saw this coming. Yeah. And already God, he was like, I told you, I got you, man. Just let it happen, accept it. And once I did, God made a way. Yeah. He made a way. And something that I thought was impossible, like getting an offer from a school, it happened. And I was just like, wow, that's what happens when you let something into God's hands and you really trust him. Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to me that you said that you got bitter about playing football because things weren't going your way or whatever. But I can just remember every time I've seen you, you've always had this huge grin on your face, just always smiling and cheesing. Yes, sir. No, sir. To my wife, you're always, yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. And it's just hard for me to imagine that you had gotten bitter about not getting playing time. I mean, I know that that's a competitive nature in you, but it was just hard for me to imagine you getting upset. I would imagine that you were a little bit surprised about that as well, because as calm as you are and as much as you work and try hard, you were getting frustrated. So I know that was a little bit upsetting to you.
Yeah, that's funny that you mentioned that, because along the way, I really did get surprised about how I could let something as simple as a sport get to me, especially with, and that really like warms my heart to hear you say something like that. That I'm always like positive or smiling, because that's all I want to be for other people. I want other people to see God in me. I want to be a good representation of what God was when he was on this earth, and what God is still today. And so, somebody that's really helped me through this when I was stressed out, as corny as it may sound, my girlfriend, she was definitely a very big support for me. Yeah. And I would tell her, I was like, I just can't believe I let something so trivial sometimes, something as simple as football, be this painful to me. Like I don't know why this hurts so much. And eventually I just started to heal, because I let God do the healing for me. And now I'm here. It's
right.
like, yeah, and it's crazy, because, it's not even necessarily a D1 school. It's not a D1 school. It's NAIA, which is good. Like they're their own program. And the school I'm going to, Arizona Christian, is actually like one of the best NAIA schools, I think. And so, like, it's not even a D1 school, but yet God's still giving me a chance. It's awesome.
Yeah. And you know what is a good point for some of my listeners that are maybe in the same position as you, that even if you're not getting hounded by, the D1 schools, SEC, Big Ten and things like that, if you really want to play football, you can still play football. And sure. We had a meeting a week ago with Coach Heim talking about recruiting or whatever. And that was his main point, is that if you still want to play football, there's an avenue. You may not get the big NIL deals. You may not be on TV every Saturday, but if you want to play football, there's a way. And, God found a way for you to play some football. And I can just tell that you're so grateful and that you're not going to let this opportunity slip by. So why don't you talk about a little bit of your preparation as far as mentally and, physically, preparation for getting ready to go off to school? I know it's a few months away still, but it'll be here before you know it. So what are you doing to prepare for that?
All right. So to be honest, when it comes to preparation, I think it's all about what type of player you want to be, what type of archetypes you want to assume for yourself. A lot of players, they want to be the one who, like for receiver, there's so many different archetypes for a receiver. Yeah. You can be like Corbin. You can be Corbin, like agile, fast, able to get open with speed. You can be like DJ, agile, but like really emphasizes on route running. Right. Or you could be, do you know Jordan Tyson?
Yeah.
He went to Colorado.
Yeah.
I got the privilege to see Jordan Tyson. And like I've never played with him. My brothers played with him. He was on ARM 4.0. Do you know Dom Tonio Jordan?
Yeah, he used to train Corbin.
So I met Jordan at one point, and he's a really cool dude. He was pretty funny, and so he played with my brother Nicadian and Quentin. And Jordan, like, he had such a unique type of style, because his routes were really good. But that dude, like, he could jump like 40 inches in the air and like high point a ball. And it was like, he'd do it like every single time. And that's why he got so many looks, because to be honest, like, I feel like that's what's in need nowadays. Everybody has great route running, but when it comes to like high pointing a ball and really going up to get it, that's like in short supply now.
Yeah.
So
also,
for me,
like you were saying, precise route running is very key as well. Yeah.
For sure. So for me, some players that I really like, I like Jeremiah Smith. That one's obvious. Everybody likes Jeremiah Smith, from Ohio, because he's fast. He's got good hands, and like fast and good hands I like Jamar Chase. I've been like Jamar Chase ever since he was in LSU, so you can't call me a bandwagon. I know he had a great year this year, but Jamar Chase, he's got a lot of power. It's so hard to tackle that dude because he's got strong legs, he's got great balance, he's got great hands, and he's got great route running. So like that right there, that's like that is a perfect picture for what a receiver should be for me. So when it comes to training, I'm mainly working on, the muscle twitch. Coach Keith, he used to, like, I think power clean. I never realized how important power clean was until I met Coach Keith, because you never realize how much muscle twitch, like being quick and strong at the same time, you never realize how important that is until you play something like football, So like I'm not a running back, but Saquon Barkley, a dude squats 600 pounds.
Yeah.
It's no wonder how he's able to move so fast in such a short distance and not go down, So like mainly I'd say for me, I'm doing a lot of calisthenics. I love calisthenics because it works balance, it works muscle strength. And, I'd say you can get big off calisthenics, but, when it comes to lifting, I would say when it comes to getting big, lifting heavy. So like I'm really trying to focus on squat, lunges, definitely a lot of sprint work, because athletes should always be sprinting. I would say athletes should always be sprinting. During one of the off seasons, Coach Keith, he told us last year, he said, I think it was during summer, actually, sorry. During summer, he said, you guys should be hitting your top speed every single week, at least every single week. Once a day. I understand that's unrealistic for y'all because they are trying to relax, but y'all should not be lazy. Y'all should not be sitting around all day. You got to keep your muscles fresh because y'all don't want to be slow when the season comes around. So y'all should be hitting full speed every week. So if you're a skill position, like a receiver or even defensive player or even a big guy, you should be hitting full speed every week and lifting heavy, doing power cleans and squats, even doing bench. Bench is a good one for strength overall. But, for receivers, if you want to be able to not get tackled and run fast and even jump high and get a ball, leg day is so important.
Yeah. So let me ask you, who are you training with right now? Are you working with anyone?
Not anyone in particular, not like people that that you have to like pay money with. I don't think I've done that in a long time. Yeah. I think I never really trained with anyone. My trainer has always been my dad. My dad has taught me a lot when it comes, because my dad, he's played in I think Japan UFL, or not UFL. I don't know. He played football in Japan. He tried out for the Chargers when they were in San Diego. That was a long time ago. Yeah. But my dad, he played a lot of football, and he played tight end. He played receiver. He played linebacker. He's a big guy. You see him.
Yeah, I didn't know he played.
And so, he played a lot, and he's almost everything I know. Yeah. And then, just the cherry on top, coaches at Geyer, they taught me so much more. And so I'm not training with anyone right now, but I'd say the best trainers that you could be with is people of your skill level or above. Like if you go back and watch my film, it's hard to tackle me, but it's not because I'm shifty. It's because I don't go down. I can make people miss, but not not as well as my brother can, not as well as DJ Reese could. I'm just gonna run you over. To be honest, if it's just me and you, I'm just gonna run you over.
I wanted to ask you that. I know I saw the pictures of you signing and everything with the coach and everything. Was that at Guy, or did you go out to Arizona for that?
Are you talking about the ones that I posted on my Twitter? Yeah, that was at Arizona.
Oh,
That's
okay.
in Glendale.
Okay. All right. How many times did you make it out there before you actually decided?
Just once, but to be honest, I'm thinking about going out there again. It is beautiful out there, and there's so much to do.
Yeah.
There's so much to do down there.
That'd be a good idea to kind of get familiar with everything before you go. So you get time over the summer to probably do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a great school. You know, the campus is really nice. There's a lot to do there. There's a lot of freedom. It's definitely a lot of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have school on Friday. So
what? Really?
That's even better. Yeah.
That's right up your alley.
They do 4-day weeks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So you got your Fridays free. You got your weekends free, unless you're doing football, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, in that area of the school, they have an outdoor mall. They have so many restaurants. They have Top Golf. They have Dave and Buster's. They've got a lot of stuff to do. So,
yeah.
And not to mention, you know, on top of that, you know, that area, it's a beautiful city, one. And then two, you know, I don't know. When I went down there, it was beautiful weather. I'm not sure about summer. It's Arizona.
Well, yeah, it's a desert, man, so you know it's going to be pretty hot.
I forget about that. It is a desert.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was out there.
It's going to be like 100 plus each day.
Now, I was out there one time. I don't remember the exact time of year, but it wasn't that hot, but I could tell the difference in the dryness of the heat and everything. And I just, you know, I'm used to Texas, but I don't know if I could get used to that. But
right.
I'm sure besides that, you're going to have a wonderful time. What do mom and dad think about it? I know they are just excited, you know, as can be, or they kind of hate to let you go. I know also.
No, they love it. And more importantly, they love the coaches down there.
Yeah.
You know,
that's important.
Coach Kelly, he does some of the recruiting, and he's also the receiver coach. So I talk to him, like, I would say maybe once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We always catch up with each other. He's talking to my parents. He's like, it was like the best buds now, because he invited them over to their house whenever they want, like whenever we go down there. He's like, it almost seems like he's a family member of some sort, you know, because he was so welcoming, so like loving. So like it was comfortable to be around him, even though I just met him. You know, most of the talking we did was over the phone. So when I did meet him, it was like just the same. You know, he's an awesome dude.
Yeah.
And it makes me excited to like see how he coaches too, because, you know, everybody has like an off and on switch, you know. So I'm just wondering like if he's gonna be the same way on the field, or is he gonna be like serious?
Yeah. Well, that's one of the perks and benefits of going to a smaller school, is that you can really get intimate with the, you know, the coaches and, you know, the whole staff and really the whole school, because, you know, you can you have time to actually know everyone, and there's not the big, you know, hype and everything about it. So everybody's kind of just a little more relaxed. So you can already tell that that's a good thing. It's going to be good for you. Well,
for sure.
I want to at least, I know once you get on campus, it's going to be kind of hectic or whatever, but before you go, I want to at least holler at you and, you know, get you on again right before you ship off, and, you know, see what your thoughts are and how your mind is, and, you know, just get your feel of it, and get everybody, you know, that is trying to get to where you are, just give them a feel of exactly how you're feeling and exactly what's going on. So I'll be shouting at you again.
Sure. Always, man. I'm free.
All right. Anybody you want to shout out to before we sign off?
Obviously my parents. This would not be possible without them.
Yeah.
My parents have always been there. They've been my biggest fans.
Yeah.
Always showed up to all my games.
Every game. Yeah.
Shout out to my brothers. My brothers have, you know, they beat me up. They made me tough, and they taught me a lot of what I knew for football now. Shout out to my girlfriend. She's been my rock, my support.
Yeah.
Most importantly, what am I doing? Shout out to God.
Yeah.
This really would not be important.
Well, I mean,
this really would not be possible without him.
Well, everything you said in previously would lead, you know, you kind of know that that's what you were going to say. Yeah. But so and that's one of the things that, you know, I appreciate about you, and that you bring to the team, is just that faith that you have. And I'm, you know, happy that Corbin knows you, and that, you know, y'all hang out and all that stuff. So that's really a good thing. You're a good influence. You know, he's got a lot of good influential friends. So that's good for him. And you're definitely one of them. All right.
Well, shout out to my coaches. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I got a couple more. Just shout out to Coach Luna, Coach Russell, what's it called? Coach Joseph, Coach Heim, and the coaches at Arizona. You know, Coach Bowen, Coach Marcellus, Coach Kelly. You know, they were very welcoming, especially the head coach, Coach Bowen. He seemed like a father, almost like a father figure. It was awesome, like another father figure aside from my own.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be definitely needed because you're going to be a little bit away from home. So you need to feel comfortable. For sure. And your parents need to feel comfortable that you're there as well. So I know you're going to have Yeah. Well, I know you're going to have much success and finish out the school year strong. I know you'll do that. And I appreciate you joining us.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it too. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, yep. You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Well, that was a great talk with Senorus. I'm glad he took the time to talk with us and share all the things that he's gone through to get to where he is right now, getting ready to go to Arizona Christian University. That is an awesome task that he's accomplished. And if you're feeling like that maybe you wouldn't be able to make it to the next level, watch this video again. Get some encouragement from Senorus and all the things that he does. I guarantee you that if you want to play, there is a place for you. So leave me a comment. If you're on Facebook, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the show. And then we'll talk to you later. Y'all have a good night.